What's up, everyone, and welcome to Best Car Reviews. I'm Ben, and today we'll be dissecting the 2024 Chevy Blazer EV. Here at Best Car Reviews, I strive to bring you the most accurate and relevant information in under 10 minutes. There's no misleading and no wasted time. If that's something that sounds intriguing to you, then please like and subscribe so I can continue to grow the channel. Let's get started. We probably all know the gas version of the Chevy Blazer, sharp looks, and a great seller right now for Chevy. Switching over to EVs now for 2024, it's great to see that they're offering this particular model in their lineup, as it is kind of a sweet spot for a lot of people who want a little more size, but nothing crazy, and maybe they'd like an EV since that's the way the world's going. And if you're loving this design, then stay tuned, because today we're going to go through all the trims and the key details that matter most to you to determine which will be the best bang for your buck. Although Chevy hasn't released all information for this 2024 Blazer EV, they have released enough for us to get a very good idea of what we're looking at. So we know there's going to be four trims, 1LT, 2LT, RS, and SS. And we also know their prices. That 1LT is going to start you off at $44,995, so just under $45,000 there, and rounding us off with that SS approaching $66,000. So across these four trims, you have a price range of about $21,000. Yes, it's a little bit higher than maybe we might like, but it is an EV. EVs are still pretty new, and they are averaging about $10,000 more than their gas counterparts as they start appearing. So nothing too wild here. This isn't out of the ordinary, but they are a little more pricey, and I do think that's a setback for brands trying to promote their EVs and get sales when their gas counterparts are more obtainable for a lot of people. As far as the motors go, this hasn't been specifically released from Chevy yet, but we do know there will be a single and dual motor setup. Those options will be available. Horsepower and torque numbers are only out for the SS, and those are pretty high. It's a mighty 557 horsepower, 648 pound-feet of torque. So Chevy kind of strategically let out the numbers for their fastest trim and most appealing. So if that's the kind of the route you're looking to go down, then you can get a very cool Blazer EV. And I would expect a 1-speed automatic transmission from the Ultium drive. Looking at the drivetrains, we do know this. The 1LT will come standard with front-wheel drive only. The 2LT will come standard front-wheel drive, but have an option of all-wheel drive. The RS gives you all three options: front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, and all-wheel drive. And the SS comes standard with all-wheel drive. Looking at the range, and there is some variations between these four. That 1LT gets you 247. And then working all the way up to the SS at 290, but the most you can get is that RS with 320 miles, depending on how you option, between front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, and all-wheel drive. We'll take a look now at most of the pictures that have been released by Chevy of this Blazer EV. This is an impressive and quite attractive design from Chevy, in my opinion. The Ultium battery platform supports lots of characteristics, such as allowing front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, and all-wheel drive. The 1LT gets the simplest of designs in the lineup with minimal touches to turn your head. The only feature Chevy is currently advertising for on their website is just 19-inch wheels. That's it. So clearly not, too much to write home about here, no pun intended, but, not the worst setup at all, I guess. But for $45,000, you'd think you'd get a little bit more of an attractive exterior, but maybe you guys think it's better looking than I do. Chevy describes the 2LT as having dialed up features and functionality paired with exceptional design in this extremely capable EV. But honestly, it looks exactly the same as the 1LT. You do get more range though at 293 miles, but in the end, these things are like inseparable from each other, and if you look up pictures on Chevy's website, there's no difference. So wait to see more here on that. Maybe you can add more options in when Chevy releases those, but just going off looks, there's really no difference here at all between the 1 and 2 LTs. The RS brings you the elevated exterior you want with 21-inch wheels that have a nice slick design, black painted grille and lower fascia with sporty flow through rocker molding, illuminated front light bar, and bow tie with animation. This also gives you that most range capability at 320 miles. Aside from the SS bringing you some serious speed, as in 0 to 16 under 4 seconds fast, it has the most elevated and attractive exterior with giant 22-inch multi-flash wheels and a unique black grille with a very aggressive look. Obviously, if you're looking at this lineup all next to each other, like we saw in these pictures, that SS is going to be the best looking, RS closely behind it, 1LT, 2LT, kind of a ways behind those in my opinion. The best bang for your buck, though, in my opinion, will be that 2LT. Even though the exterior looks don't compare to the top two trims, this still gives you more standard features than the 1LT and sits as the third cheapest option. It doesn't give you the highest range, but still gives most likely enough for the average person or average family's daily needs. Available all-wheel drive is also a huge plus with this over the 1LT. We'll take a look now at all the interior pictures that have been released of Chevy. These are mostly the SS, and at the very end you'll get a picture of the LT trim. Chevy hasn't released pictures of all these, as I just said, but it's obvious the design is very well done, and that will carry throughout the trims, I am sure. As we see in all models, pretty much you get the same design. It's just the quality of materials and overall kind of flashy looks that differ, but the design is the same. Given it's a new EV and the price points, you should be able to count on a sharp interior filled with functionality and at least some decently sharp looks. The basic trims appear to provide an all-black interior, and thankfully with the large screens. The SS, as we're looking at, gives you a stunning interior with red and black throughout, heads-up display, moonroof, and of course a lot of screens as well. All trims get the giant 17.7-inch diagonal touchscreen infotainment display. A nice digital gauge cluster also accompanies the touchscreen. Chevy Safety Assist comes standard on all trims. The higher you go up the ladder, the more standard safety, technology, and driver's assist features you will get, but they can be optioned if not standard. Super Cruise is also available on the SS. Overall, I think the interior gets a grade of an A, and I'm excited to see the rest of the trims once they're released by Chevy. In review, guys, although we don't have all the information on this model from Chevy, there's no doubt what we do know. It's sharp looking, especially on those top two trims. And if you go for the base ones, it's really not that bad. It's just not as good. But at these price points, it's probably those bottom two that most people are going to get, because they really don't need the 600 plus pound-feet of torque, 550 plus horsepower, electric vehicle to get them from their house to the grocery store, their house to work. They just don't need that. So if they want the EV Blazer, they're going to opt for those lower trims. And honestly, they're $20,000 less than that top trim anyway. So despite the top two being the best looking, in my opinion, again, you might think different, and that's totally good. That's the point of all this, right? We don't have our own opinions. We'll probably still see those bottom trims on the road the most, but we'll see. I think the gas model will still probably be dominant, considering the price is a bit less, and it's equally as sharp of a look. And people are still hesitant to go buy an EV, and I don't blame them. There's still a lot of unknowns. We're seeing a lot of things popping up constantly. I have a video of a while back of 10 things to be aware of before buying an EV, and more answers will be had as time goes on. Maybe prices will come down, but for now, EVs are intimidating to a lot of people with all those question marks, and hopefully all that just gets cleared up soon, because this is the way the world's moving, and we all want to be comfortable when we're kind of forced to do that transition. But hopefully this video laid things out in the correct way for you guys. Thank you for watching this best car review. Please subscribe if not already. If you have any thoughts or potential ideas that you'd like to see in a review, drop them in the comments, and I'll see what I can do, and I'll catch you on the next best car review.